Hey guys, my name is Rob. I go by the name of Jakase Jitsu on Instagram and Jakase Juice on TikTok. The reason why I'm making this video is just to make things very clear about what I'm doing on here to begin with. I was diagnosed with something called Becker Muscular Dystrophy when I was, I think, 23, 24, roughly. Originally, I started my life off as a solo musician, playing guitar, singing. I used a loop pedal, and I played at like various different places like bar gigs, corporate functions, private functions, birthdays, you name it. I'm from quite a musical family. My dad would often sing and play guitar around the house. My mum wasn't really much of a musician, but she did sing a little bit in church when we were a bit younger. I would say I was quite exposed to music, being around that environment. Long story short, it's been quite a struggle for me to find work from just that musical experience. So after music, I moved into doing automotive stuff. My first job working on cars, so to speak, was at Bridgestone in Tauranga, and I really enjoyed it. It was quite cool to get to work on cars. Growing up, I always played like Gran Turismo, Need for Speed, all these types of games. Always was into cars. I just never really took it as something I could do as a career, which is kind of a good thing in hindsight, because I think if I was to be in the trade from the very beginning, maybe my physical condition would be worse than it is currently. Anyways, it got to the point where I noticed I was really struggling. This condition is quite progressive. You often don't know symptoms until much later on in life. I did struggle a little bit at school and stuff with running, jumping and all that, but not to the point where it was a problem or I was lacking. I played volleyball my entire high school life, which is pretty ironic. It's like the most leg intensive sport. And yeah, I managed to do okay at that. I was never great. I was always in the B teams, C teams. Really enjoyed it and did it all my life throughout school. That did keep me somewhat fit. But yeah, referring back to the job, I think I was 8 months into the job and then got to the point where I really wasn't getting stronger. And if anything, every day was getting a bit harder. And so I thought to myself, what's going on? Like, just recently been married to my wife Chanel, just coming out of COVID as well. Kind of why I had to change career pathways. So I was freshly married in this full-time role, getting paid like $19 an hour, something measly like that. Awesome work environment, cool team. Some guy, Chris, he's a really cool dude. I yarned to him here and there. That's kind of where that journey took a turn for the worst. It's when I went to the doctors, they ran a couple of tests and stuff. I can't even remember what the name is. There's something in your blood that's like an indicator for this condition. They ran a few more tests and then they came to the evaluation that I had a form of muscular dystrophy, which is called Becker muscular dystrophy, which is not as severe as Duchenne. The one that I had was on the mild side, and often people seem pretty normal up until late 20s, early 30s. I think because I was so physical throughout high school and those like few years outside of it, that kind of made it progress fast. I did struggle a little bit at primary school, little indicators here and there, like really severe muscle cramps after heavy exercise. It's pretty crazy how it kind of just slipped under the radar. Get diagnosed then. From that point, it really was like bittersweet, because obviously knowing that there was a reason why I was struggling was answered, it also left this like heaviness. It was quite depressing to know that, there is no cure for this right now. You just progressively get worse. And if anything, it's almost, for me, it felt really traumatic experiencing mobility most of your life and then coming to a point where you just know it's going to decline rapidly. Internally, I was thinking like, I've stripped my wife away from things that she could be enjoying had I been just like a normal person. So that was kind of rough to deal with that. And then obviously, speaking about kids and stuff like that in the future, there's a chance that the girls can be carriers of the condition that I have. However, the boys would be free from it thanks to my wife's geno. If we have boys, they essentially come out okay. But if we have girls, there's a chance that they can carry what I have to their boys. Primarily, it's just the boys that get affected. So yeah, it was like a really hard thing to learn and understand. And I'll be honest, it was quite a depressing time for me. Not only was it affecting myself, but affecting others around me. I think that's more or less what was affecting me the most, was just seeing loved ones around me have to navigate differently because of the diagnosis. And so our lives look very different to the traditional husband and wife family dynamic. My wife actually works full time and I'm at home and I look after the boys 1 day a week. It used to be a few more days throughout the week, but we managed to get kindergarten to let us have the boys in there a few more days, and that was because it was quite physically demanding to have 2 boys under 3 in my care, because I struggle with certain activities. For example, picking things up off the ground, being able to carry the boys. I basically have to hold myself differently when we're out. Kind of embarrassing, to be honest. Like, I really hate the fact that it affects me that way. And so I often try and act like I can move normally, which sounds a bit stupid, I know. I'll try and put extra effort into walking normally without like a waddling gait, or picking the boys up from the ground if they're crying or whatever. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it in depth, but essentially I really try my best to appear normal, which obviously takes more effort to do. And that essentially comes from the idea of I don't want to be a burden on other people. Like, I want to be able to do my own thing and move normally, you know? Even now it's always a struggle to kind of accept help in some moments. I think there is some good with that whole drive of wanting to appear normal, because that means I'm putting more effort in. So yeah, I live in situations very unique, and it's not my ideal. I firmly believe in being a hardworking man. The man goes out to work and work as hard as he can to provide for his family. The wife primarily at home looking after the kids. We haven't been set up to live that way, just based on so many different factors, variables. That's not our reality. And even just accepting that, it's really difficult for me. I'm at home 4 days a week working on our small business, the Rosemary Project. But it's been very quiet as of late, and that's the reason why I'm trying to branch out and try other avenues of income, essentially. Obviously, this whole social media thing, it's not guaranteed. I know some people will have like a viral video and then pop off, and then all of a sudden they're making income, people are tuning into their channel, thousands of subs, etc. In this case for me, obviously I only have a small amount of following, but I really am trying to just grow, treat it like a job essentially. So yeah, I'm trying to give this social media thing a really good crack. That's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. Maybe some of you might get a bit annoyed by it, but I really don't care. Like, if anything, I annoy myself more than anybody else be annoyed by me. And I've had a couple of haters and stuff like that, but it really hasn't been that bad. Pretty small channel, so there's still plenty of time to get haters. If anything, if you want to hate, please leave a comment below. It actually really helps channels grow, so no, don't do that. Or do it. It's up to you. So yeah, I'm trying to give this thing a really good crack, and I do think I have the goods to make this like a successful thing. Obviously it's dependent on content again, and if you guys like me or not. Regardless, I'm going to keep posting, be as consistent as I can on all these different platforms, and there is a really exciting opportunity to work at some other place part-time. I'll keep you guys in the loop about that. And if you're stuck around to the end of this video, sincerely thank you so much for sticking around. But please let me know your thoughts. I would really love some ideas as to how I can improve this channel, whether that be, more plus T content with SR20s, or if you want a full breakdown on the cert process in New Zealand. There isn't really much content about that currently, so maybe that could be an avenue for me to try and tackle. It could help a lot of people with their own certs, and yeah, maybe that's the avenue I need to go down right now. But let me know your thoughts. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. This is my son, Frank. Come. How was your day today? What did you do, Kindy?
Why did you do at Kindy?
No, I'm asking you, what did you do at Kindy?
What did you do at Kindy today, Frank?
I run.
You run?
Yeah.
You mean you ran?
I climb on slide.
That's pretty fun, isn't it? You went on the slide, and did you play with Thenu today? Hello, Ira. What did you do today? What did you do today?
I worked today.
Oh wow, such a hard-working mummy. Okay, I'm gonna just put this down now.
My turn.
We're all done now.